Howdy, partners. In the sun-baked dust of Dusty Gulch, where the shadows stretch long and strange, disagreements find resolution not with a six-shooter, but in the rowdy ring. Here, common sense yields to the thrill of a wrestling match, proving that in this corner of the Wild West, might makes right. One suplex at a time.
Hey everybody, I'm Evan.
I'm Missy.
And today we are going to be reviewing this game right here, Rowdy Partners.
By Capstone Games.
Correct. So let's go down to the table and I'll give you a brief overview of the game and then we'll come back and tell you what we think about it. Okay, so this is not going to be a full how-to play of Rowdy Partners. I just kind of want to give you an idea, a basic idea, and show you some of the stuff that you get in the box. If you would like a full playthrough, Capstone Games has provided one. All you have to do is scan that QR code. Okay, so this is a game of trick-taking and wrestling with a Wild West theme. An interesting theme indeed. Anyway, so it comes with this board here, which is where the cards are played to. You have this ring here, which will show turn order and who's in the ring at the time. You have a bunch of tag team characters. You have a few headliner characters, and if you're using a headliner, then you have to have a manager. Certain characters have powers represented by these little tiles. Abilities they can use. There are a ton of tokens, including POW tokens and tag tokens, and these tokens that you can adjust the number of the card you played. There are cheat tokens, which have a lot of those same things, but also can change the suits of cards or -2 for the card value and that sort of thing. There are these tokens here, which I'll get to in a second. There are these little tokens here for every character in the game. And, well, I put these together here. There's these little turnbuckle type things which you slot in here. And that is how you determine the order of the cards played. There are a bunch of different cards with different suits of numbered 1 through 8. And then these are the wilds here that they can either copy one or you can play it and name what it is. So let me show you these characters here, and let me show you how this works. So if you're playing 2 people on a team, each player has to pick one of these tag team players. And they are double-sided, so you can play on either side of the table. Because basically what happens is you're going to put the board together and then use one of these tokens here, to go up on the POW track and earn little bonuses. These tracks here are your health, and as that ticks down, and then you have the possibility of getting pinned, which ends the game. So there are certain thresholds you have to hit here before the game ends. When you hit that skull, and the other team wins. Like I said, this is a trick-taking game, so you play in the order based on your characters here, and the lowest number wins the trick. And then that is how much damage you do to the other person in the ring. The 2 people in the ring are the ones that are represented in the center. If someone not in the ring ever wins a trick, then basically you flip this, and they are the ones now in the ring. We usually do it this way. You could swap these, but honestly, it's just easier just to flip the whole thing. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me show you this. If you're only playing one person on a team, then they have to pick a headliner and a manager. So basically the same thing where you put the boards together. But what happens with the manager is you are building this little diamond full of cards. And the red square represents like their power. This character right here is you can modify your card to equal 2 value. So any card can be 2. But whatever is at the bottom of the pyramid is a revealed card. So if you're playing with 2 players or 3 players, and one person is using this, it's interesting because there's some open information based on the manager. So you can always see one card that they are able to play, because each player will always play, each team will always play 2 tricks, like 2 cards to the trick per hand. And then basically you play until one person is knocked out. Again, that is not 100% of the rules. If you would go to that QR code I scanned earlier, or I'll put a link for a 2-player playthrough into the description. Click that if you want to learn more specifically how to play. But let's go back up top, and we'll tell you what we think about it.
And that's how you play Rowdy Partners.
Basically how you play Rowdy Partners.
Okay.
So as usual with our reviews, we have some certain points that we're going to go through, various things about the game. So let's do that. First of all, we talk about the theme and the mechanics. So the theme is
wrestling.
A little bonkers, because it's like Wild West of wrestling. And there's like some supernatural elements or something.
True.
Because some things are not quite right in this game as far as character wise.
They could be costuming?
No, but one is clearly a donkey, right? That's not a human in a donkey costume.
No, it's just literally a donkey with dynamite.
And somebody's a jackalope, and someone's a
Frankenstein's monster.
And someone's either in a mech suit, a train mech suit, or is a train robot. I'm not 100% sure. So like the theme is fun.
Yes, it's very fun. The art is very fun.
Yes, and unique. The mechanics, well, it's a trick-taking game.
Yes. A partnered-up trick-taking game.
Yeah, so team-based at its core, but you can do it with any player count 2 through 4.
Yeah.
And I think it works rather well either way, like 1 versus 2, or 2 versus 2, or 1 versus 1. I'd say as far as trick-taking games go, it's not super complex or like out there or hard to understand, because sometimes they are. In fact, I would say this is a trick-taking game that maybe is more family like targeted.
Maybe.
Because it's very easy to play.
Yeah.
Like it's very easy to understand. There are the power tokens that you get from the POW track, and the special. What did I say?
You said POW.
Yes, the pop track. I almost said it again. And there are the character special abilities, and they're all very like easy to understand. And I don't want to use the word basic, but they're all very like. Sometimes they feel a little slight, like. Maybe,
it doesn't matter if
like
you
maybe
use it or
I'll
not.
use this, maybe I won't. And it's hard for me to tell if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe if you're like...
but no one is overpowered.
I wouldn't say so.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's underpowered either. I think even if you don't use any of the powers ever, I think you can still play the game just fine.
Yeah.
So like I said, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Maybe it's a bad thing if you're looking for a deep, complex, strategic trick-taking game. And maybe it's a good thing if you're just trying to have a good time with this wacky art and weird characters and have fun with your family, that sort of thing. So, I guess that leads into the next thing, which is the aesthetics and components.
Right. The art is great.
Yeah. Yes.
Basically they're a little bit puzzly boards where you meet them up to form your team. So that's really great. They're double-sided, so it doesn't matter where you sit, that you can meet them together in the correct order, as I do it wrong on the table. Yeah. There we go.
But like the aesthetics itself, like the art is really good. I think the aesthetics themselves are like a home run.
Yeah.
Like the artist did a great job of like these really unique like characters with tons of personality that really don't matter because it's really just a trick-taking game, right? But it's still fun to have that presentation.
It does.
In front of you and on the table when you're playing the game. So component-wise, I mean, they're fine.
Yeah, they're little chits. The one thing I would say is I wish, because there are cheats that are pals and that cheats that are tag teams. So you have to look for that double-sided part so they don't get mixed up. I wish the cheats were different sized.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah, but I think it's fine as long as you just have them separated properly before you start, which I think the first time we didn't. We had some of them mixed up into the wrong piles, but
I'm just saying, if they were a different size, that would never happen.
Sure, I get that. I would imagine that's probably for, like price reasons, right? You just make all the tokens the same size.
Yeah, it makes sense, but I could see where it'd be nicer to have it separate.
So yeah, I think as far as aesthetics and components, I think they're all, for the most part, very good. The one thing I would mention is that these things are a little fiddly, and it does feel like sometimes you're because I talked about in the overview how we just usually flip them over, but if you're swapping them every time, it's a little fiddly, and you have to remember to like slide them up and down the track. It's not a huge deal, but and I understand why they did this, and it kind of like thematically fits. It just sometimes maybe if you don't want to fiddle with components on the table, it might be a detriment.
The only other thing I would say is that I wish the pop track arrows were, I don't know, highlighted more on the cards.
That's a good point. Yeah. I don't think I mentioned that in the overview, how you go up the pop track. I think I may have forgotten that. Yeah, so like on the 6, 7, and 8, there's arrows, and they are rather dark, I guess, or kind of fade into the background maybe. Like they needed maybe an outline around them.
There is a slight outline, but it's just still a little hard. We always forget to...
Frequently, someone at the table forgets to move up the pop track when they play, especially like an 8, and they got to move up twice. And they're like, oh, don't forget to move that up. Yeah. It
happens a lot.
It does seem to happen frequently, but as long as someone at the table is paying attention, it's okay. Okay, so then the next thing we wanted to talk about is replayability and variability.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that?
I mean, there's different ways to play as long as determined on the player count. So we've played it, just me and you.
We've
with
played it with all
the managers and the headliners.
Yes.
And we've played it, one versus a team. So that's fun and that's interesting. I do wish there was more characters to choose from.
Well, I mean, the thing about that is I'm going to say they are different characters, but they're not like all that different.
No.
We mentioned that earlier with the special powers being kind of slight, kind of maybe, I don't want to use the word inconsequential, but sometimes maybe it doesn't matter so much.
I get that, but maybe I just want more characters.
Okay. But
I want more fun characters.
Okay. But like aesthetically, not necessarily mechanically, because they don't necessarily all feel that different.
No, that's true.
And sometimes when you're playing, you're getting these tokens and you just never use them.
No.
There never seems to be the right time to use them. Mm-hmm. But then sometimes you can use them, and it'll help you win a hand, or do an extra point of damage or whatever.
So I don't think it's that variable, but I think it's light and fun enough that you can replay it.
Right, yeah. I was going to... Okay, so that brings us to the next thing, which is the length versus the experience. Because I wanted to mention that the playtime on the side says 30 to 45 minutes. I feel like a game can take like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Even at 4 players, I think 30 minutes is about as long as you're going to take to play the game.
You're really thinking through your turns, I guess.
I don't know, especially if you played a trick-taking game before, you kind of understand the flow and kind of what you need to play in order to attempt to win a hand. So, I don't know. And there's only 8 tricks per round or whatever, per hand. And I don't know, it seems to go really fast. And then usually by the end of the second hand, if someone's not already
on the
lost, it's going to happen pretty quick.
Yeah.
I guess I don't remember how many hands we've played each time.
Mm-mm.
Has it been 2 or 3? I don't think we've ever gone farther than that.
I don't remember, because I feel like there was one time where we were going back and forth, and then everybody's on the ropes, and
honestly,
moving along, so.
Most of the games have seemed to end that way.
That's true.
Where someone who's doing good at the beginning suddenly is not doing so good in the second half.
Yeah.
Which is good, because that way you don't ever feel like you're getting railroaded and you know.
You're like, there's nothing I can play.
Yeah.
It feels like that sometimes, and then you come back so hard. And
But then you
like,
miraculously come back.
yeah.
So I would say the length is perfect for the experience that you're getting, honestly. Because it's quick and it's, you know, there's not a ton of components and you know, it's easy to set up, easy to tear down. And you get a satisfying trick-taking experience out of it, even if it's not the most deeply strategic one. And that goes into strategies, where we kind of, I guess, maybe mentioned that a little bit, where it's maybe we're just not the most like astute trick-take game playing players ever, because, you know, I think an expert trick-taking game player can look at their hand and realize and figure out how they can win. But I think part of the discard pile going face down, along with the 4 burned cards, so you never exactly have perfect information. So if sometimes when you think you have a color that you can potentially win the trick with, you may not.
Yeah, or they have a wild.
Yes, right.
But also, if you're playing the headliner with the manager, you have that face-down deck where you don't know what it is, and then your face-up card, your opponent also knows what
correct.
it is.
So there's, I like that, where there's the open information that both people can kind of see a potential card that can be played or two that round. I think that's interesting. In fact, I think maybe that separates it a little bit from just any generic trick-taking game, because of that open information with one of the players potentially, or both if you're playing just only 2 players. But otherwise, you know, you're playing a trick-taking game, and it's fun because sometimes your partner has a hand that, like, they feel like they can do nothing with, and they're like, "I'm so sorry, I have to play this card." I'm like, "I got you. Don't worry, we got this. I know how to fix this," and that's fun. Those moments are fun, right?
Yeah.
When you can successfully use teamwork to, like, you know, do something fun. Like,
yeah.
And now you hit that person for 6 because
they were not expecting that.
Yeah, exactly. When they're like, when the other team was certain they were going to win that trick.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a minute, I know how to fix this. You know, because the whole thing about playing the double cards.
Yeah.
And then canceling it out, and then your teammate can come back with like a huge hit if no one else can play lower or cancel that out. And that's fun.
I don't think we've ever played higher than a 6 on that.
Like, as far as like a hit, like a winning,
a really hard hit.
Yeah, it'd be really hard. It's hard enough to win with a 6.
Right. But it can happen.
But that's like the whole trick-taking thing, right? So if you hold back a higher card and try to see if they all, you know,
use that color.
Yeah, if all those colors are used up, and then, you know, you can hope for that big hit like that, and that's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, do you have anything else to say about strategies? I think that covers it.
I think that covers it.
Okay, so then, do you have any additional negatives?
No.
I think we've kind of covered a few of them during the game.
You know, this guy being fiddly.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. I would like more characters.
Sure.
I mean, it's not like they couldn't do an expansion pack with more characters. But, I mean, do they really need to, as you said? But,
No, probably not. I kind of like the way it is. I mean, yeah, sure, or like a promo character, whatever. I don't know if they need to do that.
I just want more. I want girls, I guess. There's only, you know...
There's a couple, yeah.
There's the headliner and the thing, but you can't use those in the regular. And there's only Amazing Grace in the regular.
Okay, sure. More representation, I guess. But I mean, it's overproduced, right? For as simple and as, like, you know, as the game.
Oh
is.
yeah, it's super nice.
But I don't mind that, right? Like, some people don't like overproduced games and just like it distilled down to like the, you know, the mechanics. But I think in this case, the production and the way it looks helps the experience of the game. Mm-hmm. So additional negatives, I don't think we really have any that we have not already kind of touched on. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then that brings us to the question, is it fun?
Oh, for sure. It's super fun.
I agree. It's fun. It's a fun game to play. Is it the greatest trick-taking game I've ever played? Like the most mind-blowing trick-taking experience I've ever had? No, definitely not.
No, but it's super fun.
But it's fun. And I think it's fun to show people too. Especially maybe even people who haven't played too many trick-taking games. I think
right.
this might appeal to them.
Right. Just like, we'll be a team and I'll teach you how to do this.
Sure. You know, and like the combinations of characters provide a slight different experience. Mm-hmm. Whether or not that makes a difference in the game, I don't know. Sometimes maybe not.
Yeah.
Okay, so Well, let's check out some family opinions, and we'll be back with our scores.
Rowdy Partners is a fun game. It's a good way of like making teamwork with trick taking, I'd say. And I feel like the extra powers and stuff, they're good. They can help out. But I feel like sometimes there is a bit of spiraling where you literally cannot do anything to stop anyone. Overall, it's a fun game, but there's like a little bit of flaws with it.
I think Rowdy Partners is a fun game. The teamwork is great. And I've lost twice. I'm hurting over here, partner.
Okay, well, there's Finn and Grayson's opinions. Take that what you will. But they had a fun time playing. We had a fun time playing with them. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give Rowdy Partners?
7.7.
7.7?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to come in a little bit lower. I'm going to give it a... See, I want to give it a 7.5, but I think I'm going to give it a 7. And that's not bad. Like, a 7 is still a fun game. Like, we have plenty of low-rated games in our collection that we still enjoy playing.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to come in at a 7. Just because I don't think... it may not be the first trick-taking game I pull out to play at any given time. But it's not going to leave the collection. We have a good time with it. Mm-hmm. So solid 7 from me, and a 7.7 for her.
Sure.
Okay. Well, do you have anything else to add to this this Rowdy Partners review?
Not anything more than I could say, except for thank you, Capstone Games, for providing this review copy. We appreciate you.
Yeah, I didn't mention that at the beginning, but it will be in the description of the video as well. So, yes, this was a review copy provided. So, thanks, Capstone Games. All right, well, I guess that wraps it up then.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.
Bye.